doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Man, we got in a lot of trouble in the last time Spanky Hayes was in the building, and we're back at it again, man. Spanky, man.
Ooh.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that you've been still running events, man. You're still doing shows.
Yeah.
I know you kind of do something that's similar to Wild 'N Out's titling a little bit, some type of event that you're doing with that.
Well, yeah. It's called Wild 'N Out Wednesday. I do like an open mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How's
so
the turnout been? Has it been good? Like people?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's dope.
I'm not there every Wednesday, but when I do come, yeah, it's always awesome.
That's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, man. Detroit got a lot of talent. We already know that.
Now, you being from here, being from Detroit, being from the city, flying out, becoming a star and a success, coming back just to chill. I guess you're not here all the time, but you're kind of going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Are you feeling more love from the city? Like, oh shit, all right, cool. Spanky's here. Spanky's keeping us in rotation.
Well, it's kind of forced love because they have to fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, it's no way out of it. Like, even if you don't like me, you got to respect the resume. And usually people don't like to go around saying a resume, but I rather make you show me love, then I'm not gonna hear it when I'm dead. When I'm dead, I'm gonna be the greatest motherfucker. Oh, Spanky put Detroit on. He wore Detroit hats all the time on TV and da. Man, do you know how many brands from Detroit that I put on TV first? Like, seriously. Like Tommy, that's my man. Detroit versus everybody. I put that on Wild 'N Out. Major TV. I remember a girl. I don't know if she still does clothes, but she had bomb clothes. Her name was like a front page. Front page.
Yeah,
that
front
was
page.
Designs. Man, she got some dope shit. I put some of her shit on TV. So, dude, whatever.
You're representing the city at all
Nigga,
times.
come on.
Yeah.
You can't say a nigga don't be representing Detroit, bro. They can't say that.
When we're talking about the last time me and you talked, we went super mega viral because we were talking about Tubi movies, Tubi actors.
Yeah.
And me and you were just having a general discussion about it. And you said that like Tubi actors basically are not real actors. To some degree, you said that. I know there was more to it than that.
Right.
And then Crystal the doll obviously saw that, got pissed off, reposted it on her page.
Boo, Crystal, boo.
We got like thousands of comments, people hating on me, going crazy on me.
They called you a culture vulture.
All
That's
type of
fucking
shit.
crazy.
They were kicking me out.
I was like, I called him. Hey, I hit him up. I said, now we're fucking viral, pal. Yeah.
Well, we went viral for a couple other things I'm going to bring up later, but that went super viral. I actually got like X'd out of some events after that. I was like, oh, you guys got to kick me out of that shit?
Come on,
But
guys.
I didn't care because I was like, you know what? When I get to the top, wherever I'm going to get to, I'm going to remember that. So it's all good.
Come on,
But
man.
do you still hold on to that? Do you still hold on to the fact that Tubi actors are not real actors, or do you want to rephrase how you said it kind of?
Okay, I'm going to say the same thing. Basically, okay, listen. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna approach it more this way. I get paid for the rest of every gig that I have, every movie role that I had accepted and God bless me with, I get a check for the rest of my life for that. As long as I had a current address with SAG, I get checks from every time Wild 'N Out come on, every time whatever, this movie, that movie, this movie, that. With Tubi actors, you don't. The end.
Well, but the thing is, from the
Now, hold on. Let me say this.
oh yeah, yeah.
Is it talented people in this genre of acting? Sure. But I think it's a thing. If you got to say, I'm a Tubi actor, then that's what you are. Denzel ain't going to say, I'm a Tubi actor. Spanky Hayes ain't going to say, I'm a Tubi actor. And again, I've been in Tubi movies. I have a family that's in Tubi movies.
Okay, but I
I
think
love it. I love the art of it, but it's inspiring. It's not, if you're not, okay, so it's non-union and it's union. I'm in a union. Any job you pick in America is going to have a union. Okay, I said Chrysler. A lot of people got mad that I said, oh, you work at Chrysler. Come on, they don't? A lot of people in Detroit do work at Chrysler. And people were trying to say that I'm downing that you got to have a job. You can't have a job. Of course you got. I said this in one of your videos before. You got to have money. You have to have money in some kind of way. So I'm not knocking the job. I'm not. And let me say this too. Why did all Detroit people get offended? Like Tubi ain't everywhere. It's New York Tubi actors. It's Jersey. It's Florida. You feel me?
I feel like people are just obsessed with the idea of having an identity that's bigger, like larger than life to themselves, but don't realize that the world doesn't perceive it that way.
It doesn't, man. And I'm here, and y'all should love me. I'm like the ODB. I came down here to save you, motherfucker.
I get caught in it sometimes too. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, man, we're taking off, we're blowing up. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're a podcast. Relax. Like, it's the craziest thing in the world going on out here. There's people doing crazy shit all the time.
But if you give them the content they want, you're going to blow up. You're going to, and consistency.
But my whole point is, I don't look at myself and go like, damn, I'm doing something that crazy. But I think when a Tubi actor gets into the role, they're kind of like, I'm an actor now. Like, I need to be larger than life. I need to be presented that way. And they don't want that to be taken away from them. They want that status is essentially what I'm saying. Like, they want
I get it.
I'm in a movie. But
right.
What does that movie really conduce to? Like, how's the production being run? Where's it being marketed? How difficult was it for you to get that role? That's kind of what you're saying. It's like there's a line between the real actors who really took all the steps to become a professional,
exactly,
and to become a part of a union, versus people who are just like on their phones, like, oh, I can be a part of this movie if I pull up the 7 Mile real quick. That's kind of a difference between the two things.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. It's power in both, man. Keep going, guys. I never said don't do it. I never said don't stop being that. No, just be. If you're gonna be an actor, you have to be in the union. And then once you're in the union, you ain't gonna be allowed to do Tubi movies if you're in the union. Like when I do Tubi movies, I have to damn near pay that shit back.
Damn.
So it's like, because I'm in a union, that's non-union.
Yes.
If you're in a non-union movie, you slip and fall, who's gonna take you to the doctor?
Now, another thing me and you went viral for, I don't think you know this, but when we talked about the Michael Jackson story, got over 4.5 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It went nuts. People were like, it's impossible. There's no way. But then there was a lot of people like, I could see it. We put samples of the clip of him talking with his normal voice. You basically said that Michael Jackson fakes his voice.
Yeah.
For a camera, and then off camera he has a deeper, more urban
I was just saying that to my nephew in the car.
So we go super viral for that, and I'm just seeing a bunch of comments where it's mixed reviews about it. But I was just like, man, it's so much it's so crazy how much history you have in entertainment,
man, bro.
And how far back it goes to be talking about Michael like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right now, when you're looking back at your past, you can also see that it's all coming into a larger scale, because even with Diddy, right? That's at the largest scale that it's possibly ever been. Diddy is as big as he's ever been at this moment. Even though it's not for something he wants, obviously.
But that's the price you pay.
You have been a part of this to some degree.
Yeah. Because
you've hosted parties with Diddy, right? Now, everybody always probably asks you, like, okay, what the fuck were the Diddy parties like? What the hell was it like? But beyond that, I'm sure the stories are crazy, but when you're getting introduced to being a part of these events and hosting these events, what's the phone call, and why are you being the one selected for these parties to be hosting?
You know, it's crazy because, and that's a fucking great question. It's just I was in the light. I was there. Like, I hung on Sunset a lot, you know, in Hollywood Boulevard a lot. So skateboarding around and just, you know, going to comedy clubs and going to clubs and, you know, just chilling. Like, people don't even know that I'm from Detroit for real.
Yeah.
Like, and that's weird, but, you know, a lot of people don't. Like the younger generation. The YNs don't know. They think I'm from LA. People from LA think I'm from LA because I've been out there for so long. And I played the Hollywood scene for like so long. So I just knew everybody. Like, and then I would be an extra, like we talked about before. Like, I just did the jobs that gave me the relationships. So eventually, once your friends blow up, you blow up pretty much.
And then you get the opportunity to be a part of these like established ass successful Hollywood people, right?
Exactly.
But you're also a successful Hollywood person while you're doing this, even before the extra stuff, right? Weren't you?
No, I was just okay. Well, when I was doing extra, I was just trying to get into business. So I was meeting people like Lamont Bentley, rest in peace, you know, and Brandy, and you know, and Star and everybody, and I forget her name, she's gonna kill me. But but all of those people, Serena Williams and Venus would be around, and like all kind of people would just be around. And then I liked that scene, and they accepted me. I was funny, and I never got in the way, never stole nobody's phone or no dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So, they cool. I was cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? They knew I was a man. It'd be, come to the party, man. Come to the party. You don't know what the motherfucker's setting you up for. So I was like, come to the party, man. I'm good. So I wouldn't go unless I would get paid to go. Or either like Nick would be DJing. Hey, I'm DJing Diddy's party at the party. What? I'm going. Next thing you know, I'm on the mic. We're talking shit. Next year, he hired both of us.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it was all the beginning parties. I never went to the, after, man, because it started getting a reputation. So I was, I'm kind of scared of that shit. So I ain't want to go.
So when you were hosting the Diddy parties, you were doing like the early shows.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of like vanilla.
It was very vanilla. Very vanilla. I would say till about 3:00 at night.
In the morning?
Yeah, I would host it from probably like, so you're thinking a award show probably over around 10, the party start about 11, then it go to about 3 maybe, and then after that they go to the after hour or a different party. So by then,
But you were hearing like sprinkles of like, this is what goes on at these motherfucking things.
It would be like light shit there, but it wasn't. Nobody famous would do nothing in front of like the general audience,
right?
If you will, you know what I mean. They would wait till they filter them general people that they ain't supposed to be around, and then they would start acting normal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
What was like the rating like from PG to rated R from like the parties that you were hosting though, as far as like the time slots that you were involved?
I would say RX.
It's like I'm rated mature.
Yeah, very mature.
What was happening?
Nakedness. Man, I see every girl that a person would probably, go crazy about. That's in videos, and back in the in the 90s and early 2000s, they would have a lot of magazines where they would be showing girls and stuff like that. The magazine, King magazine, stuff like that. So I knew all of them.
Damn.
All of them. And I've seen all of them do some tripped out shit too.
Legendary, man.
Yeah, because it's Hollywood, man. You're gonna do some tripped out shit.
It feels like there's a sexual appetite for a lot of people that have that much power for some reason. Like they're pussy hounds, kind of like they just need to have sexual things happening in their lives at all times. Like, what is that?
I think it's more. And I've never been this. I've never been that famous, Diddy famous. You know what I'm saying? I've thrown some parties that was pretty cool, but nothing like that. But man, I think it's just they just want to be the king of everything. It's like I'll take a man, I'll take a woman, I'll take whatever. I just got to be the king. Like everybody got to respect me. Like I don't have that desire. I don't know, but I'm just thinking like they got to be something like that because, bro, I never wanted to be that famous where it's like that because all of those people seem weird to me.
Yeah, the people who are just too sexually driven where it's just like, or whatever the reason they're using for sex, however they're utilizing it in their mind, they're like, I don't see what you get out of that.
I don't get it either. Like what they say R Kelly did, like in all of these. I bet you R. Kelly is in jail, like laughing like a motherfucker right now. Like you got me in this for this bullshit. Look what he doing. Look what Puffy doing. God damn.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably saying like, what the fuck? Sometimes though you do wonder what's gonna happen with the trial because okay, unless there was something super illegal happening, like there's minors or there's people who are like enslaved or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if it was just some crazy sex parties happening, like what do we talk? Like what is beyond the charge? Like what's the craziest? What's the craziest charge that they're trying to put on the guy? That's
what I'm trying to say, man. I believe he's gonna walk because if you base it like you said, if you basing this on sexual stuff, that's not against the law. It's not against the law to be a freak, the same sex, or none of that. Everybody don't support that. I'm not going to even get into what I feel about it. But I'm just going to say, that's kind of like midgets. And I know that's a different subject, but Why don't you see a whole bunch of, like, I only see one family of midgets in my whole entire life. Like, I only see like a midget here, a midget there. Like, where do they live? Like, where do midgets live? I'm looking for the midget city.
I feel like in Hollywood you probably see them all the time though, right?
A few, but they like, I mean, no offense, like clown midgets. Like, they're not, you know, they're trying to be a clown. They're dressing up like clowns and shit.
Did you ever meet the
rodeo and shit like that?
Did you ever meet the dude that was like the Austin Powers mini-me? Did you ever meet that guy?
I think so.
You met him?
I think so. In Hollywood over there. No, you know what? You know who I'm thinking about? The black one that he was imitating somebody too. Like, I don't know, but he was like real famous in Hollywood. He got on some TV shows too.
Oh,
yeah, he was like
Gary
a
Coleman?
Mr. T. He was like a Mr. T midget. You remember that guy?
Nah.
Man, you gotta look him up. Like, yeah, he was the man. He was the man.
Did you ever meet Gary Coleman?
Yeah, I met Gary Coleman before. He wasn't a nice person. He was very mean. Very mean guy. When I met Gary Coleman, he was at the point where probably somebody always came up to him like, what you talking about, Willis? And he'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, he hated Hollywood. And I've actually been at that point before. So I know, I get it. I get it. This Hollywood shit, being famous shit, ain't what it's cracked up to be. And what's crazy is it blinds you so much, L, that just like what I said about the Tubi shit, people are dying to give their souls and their bodies and their minds to be this thing that once they get it, if they get it, which only 1% of 100 gets it. So everybody else is just running this race, and it blinds you that you can't listen to people and you don't see what they saying because you ain't got there yet. And you there, if you there, how the fuck you right here with me? Like, because people think of this fame is like a superpower or like I don't know, alien shit. I don't know. But dude, this shit is not what you think it is. That's why you can never understand this until you get it, bro. Like, I'm a type of nigga that got it and didn't even want it. I'm probably one of the only celebrities ever that got famous and then started selling drugs because I hated it. I hated being famous. Like, I couldn't steal. I couldn't do nothing normal. I couldn't go to the, hey, damn, taking pictures all the time. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't ready for that. Nobody ready for that. Man. They think they are, but you ain't ready for that. That shit come with a heavy price, my God.
And when you taste it, it's like, in the beginning, you kind of dig it a little bit, but once it becomes overwhelming, you're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
You can't go out. And you can't just live. Like, being Eminem has to be egregious to be Eminem. Like, you can't can't walk.
That's why he stays in the studio. Yeah. I was saying earlier, Mike, I was saying that, I'm sorry. I was saying that in the car earlier, that Mike would put on mask and put Paris and a blanket on shit, and they would go to he couldn't show his face.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You don't want that.
I read his book. He has to wear disguises when he goes in public.
I'm sure.
Crazy disguises just to be a part of society. Like, to feel like you can walk around. You know what I mean?
That's fucking nuts.
So at the highlight of when you were, especially during the Wild and Out times, what was like the craziest you had to deal with as far as pressure with fans or just the entertainment industry?
It's crazy. It's a lot, man. It's too many. I don't think we got enough time. But the first thing that popped up in my mind was, I noticed how Wild 'N Out was a kid show because I think I was like in St. Louis or somewhere, and I wanted to get some kicks, so I'm going in the mall, and then these kids see me, and then they just like start rushing me, and then I looked again, it was like 40 of them. Then I kept walking, and it was like 100 of them, and then it was their moms, and I was like, oh shit! I called Nick like, man. This shit is, and it's like second season. It might have been first season, but it probably was like second season. And I was like, dog, do you understand what's going on right now? Because he in the lab just like Eminem or Michael Jackson. He don't see what's going on. He just throwing shit out.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, you don't get what's going on right now.
Yeah, man.
Man. So yeah, there's a lot of shit, man. Girls, one girl followed me home and walked in my house. Like stole my Zoom. And remember it was the iPod.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was the Zoom.
Yeah,
remember the Zoom?
Zooms, yeah.
She walked right in my house and took my Zoom. Dude, I'm there with my girlfriend, me and my homie Lil G and my girlfriend at the time, and we all sitting in the living room and we just look at the door open. We watching everything. We just looking at her. Like, because we in shock, like, what the fuck? And she just came in, took the Zoom, looked at it, walked out the door.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, just lock the door. Just lock the door. What the fuck?
You know, Peewee Herman's documentary just dropped, man.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Paul Rubens, and it's like they're telling his story and they're really getting in depth with it. But I felt bad for him, bro. I don't know what it was when I looked at Paul, but I was like, man, it looks like he was the best of the best on stage. The best of the best. Like, you could not, he was pristine. Like, he was on point. Like, you couldn't fucking find a flaw in any of the shit he was doing.
He was very committed to the character that he played, and he never broke character. You couldn't even imagine Peewee Herman talking no other way than that.
Yeah, until you watched, like, Blow and shit like that.
Right, and then I was just about to say that. But even then, you thought he was going to talk like that again. Especially when he did the cocaine, I thought he was going to, like, go back into Peewee Herman shit.
Man.
But he's one of the best, bro.
How do you feel about what they do to celebrities like him, where pristine fucking career, everything's triumphant, but then they throw the, oh yeah, but he was in a movie theater masturbating. Like, what is that?
The one thing. Like,
they gotta do it.
They have.
Like, what?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, this fame shit is like ridiculous, bro. It's crazy that people want this. Like, I tell all my friends that they look at me stupid all the time. Like, dog, you want to be famous? Like, you an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to be famous, and this is my job. Like, dude, you don't want this shit.
Well,
like, one thing you do, they just keep it. They hold it against you every time.
Yeah, they got him really bad with that. I remember when he passed away, they were doing like his news eulogy. They're like remembering Paul Rubin, Pee-wee Herman, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Cheech and Chong, all this stuff. And then tragically one day they found him in a movie theater, and I'm like, what? What? I remember like the screen turned like dark red, and then they started getting to a dark narration voice. I'm like, why are you doing this on the guy's news eulogy?
What?
Did you have to say this? But it's like you said, like they have to do it.
They have to.
You know, the news is the best of the best when it comes to picking at the hottest topics.
I'm telling you.
And we don't even realize it while we're tapping. Like, they're just telling us the fucking news. They are so smart on telling shit. They're better than podcasters. They're better than everybody else in the world.
Because
man.
they have to do the research, and they got to read that podcast. And they got to read so cold. Like, they reading got to be impeccable.
I want to ask you this about something like that, right? So Shannon Sharpe has the biggest podcast in the world, arguably one of the biggest ones in the world.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet him? Did you ever get to be associated with anything around that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it like just encountering him?
Unc is cool. Unc is like one of those, I mean, you know, he's cool to me, man. You know, he's an older guy, in shape. You know, girls like him. You know, anytime you come from sports or anything like that, you know, people think sports, money. So he's the uncle with money, in good shape, speaks well, you know. I'm sure he got a chance to pop at a lot of bitches and just probably picked the wrong one. The one that you like, and this is in life, the girl that you like the most is going to cause you the most heartache.
But he couldn't even see he was being set up when that girl was basically texting him and doing
because
all that.
Because he liked her.
Yeah.
He wanted her. That was a bad little bitch. I ain't gonna lie. She was bad. You know what I'm saying? But
he couldn't see past
$100,000 bill, however million it is that he getting sued for it. She's not worth that.
Back in the day, if you got those allegations set against you, like a Kobe type thing, there were so many people who would turn against you or start putting you in the shadows. But with him, for some reason, with Shannon's situation, it was almost like everybody was rooting for him. Like, oh, this shit can't be true. There's no way it's possible. It's like a different time for these allegations to be made.
I'm gonna tell you why is because the regular person wins now. It's time for that to stop. That's why the Tubi people and everybody is getting all their panties in a bunch. Listen, you gotta separate fans from artists. They can't be the same. Like, motherfuckers is trying to make, to me, they're erasing history. That what's good, we look at shit as like everything is in the middle now. We don't give anything high ratings or low ratings because a lot of this shit is normal people.
Right.
So you can't even, Man, the world is fucked up, bro.
When you seen beyond his all the whatever the hell's going on with him, Shannon Sharpe though starts the show, right?
Yeah.
Katt Williams hops on,
Yeah.
blows him up, makes him more money than he said in his entire football career.
Ever.
When you did you watch the Katt Williams interview?
Of course.
What did you feel about that, and that being like the launching pad for the show, but also what Katt Williams did by exposing what Hollywood really is and really just targeting people? Because similarly, you do something kind of similar to what he's, but you've been doing it longer than Katt.
Exactly.
Way longer than Katt.
Exactly.
But you see it, and he did it at the highest scale in history.
I feel, well, my wife said to me, she said, that sounds just like you.
Right.
So then I watched it again to see how much it sounds like me. But the only thing that I'm not mad about at all, I'm not mad at anything about that interview. Katt's my brother, first of all. That's my dog. We talk about normal shit. He's my son Kobe's godfather. So we just talk about normal shit. But everything he said was correct. So I can't even get mad if you got the message from him or from me. You know, as long as you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been saying the same thing he said. He said in a different platform, of course, kind of in a different way, because you couldn't go grunge right there on his podcast, so he still couldn't say what he really wanted to say. I applaud it. I think it's brilliant, right? Because if I was right there and I was sitting right there, I would have did the same thing.
You would have went off on Hollywood?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Because I'm trying to get people to understand it's cool to do this, but if you make any wrong turn, you're done. And then now you're in the middle of a desert.
So why was Katt Williams invincible to everything he said and no retaliation basically afterwards?
Because Katt Williams talked about people that wouldn't do that. Said the entertainer is an outstanding gentleman, so he would never come back at him. What's his name? Big mustache. Steve Harvey is a
King's of
fucking
comedy
asshole, but even he ain't gonna say too much, you know. So because what Katt said is real.
And I feel like if they did come back, he would expose even more. So it makes them go like, all right, let's just shut the fuck up and let this pass by, right?
Exactly.
Have you encountered Steve Harvey? Like, do you like to the point where you know, like?
I mean, I met him a few times. I wouldn't say that I know him.
Why do you like when you talk about people in Hollywood? It's almost like you love them or you hate them.
Yeah, because and a lot of that is because you put in the same box, or it's the power of authority thing. Okay, so me and Steve Harvey, I'm gonna tell you a Steve Harvey story. So I'm doing extra work. This is about probably around 2000. No. This is like 1997. So we're doing the Steve Harvey Show. Merlin just passed away. Merlin Santana, rest in peace. I think he was Bullethead or Meathead or one of those. One of
on
the
the Steve Harvey Show,
right? So he had just passed away, and I had got there, and he was asking the wardrobe lady, "What shoes should I wear?" And he was like, "The black shoes or the Gators, the blue Gators." And I just walked past. I just happened to be walking past, and I said, "The blue Gators." And then he was like, "What the fuck you know about blue Gators? What you know, little young motherfucker?" He was going off.
He didn't know you're from Detroit?
I said, "I'm from Detroit, man. You gotta wear Gators."
Yeah.
And his bodyguard, like his main right-hand man, was from Detroit. And that's the only reason why he stopped the argument with us. Like, he was going in on me. Like, what your little young ass know about that? I was like, you gotta have on Gators. And I was trying to walk away the whole time. The next day, I ended up on Moesha. That's how I got on Moesha.
Why?
Because fucking Steve Harvey fired me. He didn't want me to be there no more.
Oh my God.
Just for saying he should wear the Gators.
I'm sorry. What were you supposed to do on the Steve Harvey set? Like, what were you supposed to do?
Just background work, extra work. I didn't even get a chance to really do it.
So he fired you just for pointing out what shoes you should wear?
Hell yeah.
That's horrific.
Hell
bro.
yeah. You could do that because it's the Steve Harvey Show.
That show sucked, bro.
It fucking sucked.
That show's ass. It was only funny because of Romeo. I think it was the two students.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so,
Bullethead and I think Romeo was there, but
Romeo was Merlin who died.
Oh, he's the one who passed away.
Right.
Okay, right. And
Right.
Bullethead was the white dude with the Bowl cut. Yeah, that's crazy as fuck.
So
That sucks,
bro,
man.
that sucked.
Yeah. You know, I got X'd out of a lot of stuff because of the last talk, which I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But I don't know what it feels like because you're on a massive scale when you're getting kicked off of Steve Harvey Show.
Yeah.
I'm getting kicked out of if Randy Rosario's there, you can't be there. If Crystal Adele's there, you can't be there. And it's like, okay. And I kind of
So
get
what was the first name?
fuck. How the fuck did
You
I
just said it.
I know. I don't know what the fuck just happened to my brain.
You said Crystal the Doll, then you said somebody else first.
Randy Rosario.
Okay, so about her. That is the homegirl. I'm not going to diss her in any way. But she didn't let me get to say what I wanted to say, and I was kind of disappointed about that.
What were you trying to say?
Well, she was one of the people who went and ran it about the shit, saying that I'm saying that you can't work no, sis. I was never gonna say that. I said a million times you need money because you need money. My point is saying Chrysler was no, nigga, you're not an actor. You work at Chrysler.
Right.
What you do, what you make your money from is what you do. To me. Sue me. So if you work at Chrysler, but you're a singer at nighttime, that's cool. You're a singer, but your money comes from Chrysler. So you work for Chrysler.
But if
you're inspiring.
But if you make some money from being in a Tubi movie, do you consider that like you're a professional?
To be a professional, you have to be in the union.
So no matter what, it's not about how much money you made then. It's about being in the union.
No, but in the Tubi world, you only get money if you're the producer. If you're the actor, you ain't getting shit. You get paid one time. And the people, and then let me clear this up too. The reason why I even said Chrysler is because a guy was trying to hire me for a Tubi movie, and I kept telling him my price. And I was telling, I need this a day. And he kept saying, well, my Chrysler check ain't going to be able to pay you that. And I was like, your Chrysler check? And then I said it again. He said something again. Well, my Chrysler, I work for Chrysler. So my check ain't going to be able to pay you that much. No. So that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And I won't name that guy.
And plus, the way sometimes what people need to understand is, yes, you're speaking facts or your own perspective, but also that you're a comedian. So you're not going to say everything fucking, what's the word for it? Like PC, publicly correct, where you're just going to be like, oh, yeah, this is exactly the details. Like, if we're looking at you as a comedian, we have to read between the lines of what you're saying to understand it.
But I don't want that. I want people to hear what I'm saying and know that's what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you're saying a point and within 1 minute, you're breaking it down in a faster barrier for people to kind of get it.
Right.
But if they broke it down if you got to 10 minutes to break it down, you would break it down in a more elaborate way like you are now.
Exactly. Right.
How do you feel what happened? Did you hear what happened at one mic?
I did.
Can you break that down for us? How you feel about how these comedians, I don't want to say names because I don't want to get my name, and you can say the names if you want to.
Oh,
but,
just hilarious.
Yeah, she came out here and then she feels like wrongdoing was done to her business-wise out here, and then she kind of put one mic on blast saying Mike Ups doesn't even own the place, basically.
Right. And he does it.
Damn.
So, shout out to Kim and Karen, the owner and manager of One Mic. I'm actually headlining One Mic the end of June, the end of this month.
I'll be there.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely will be there. I just think that if a true comic, that wouldn't happen. Because a true comedian that works the role knows that it's a lot of hiccups in places. Nothing ever goes right. That's why you get assistant. That's why you get whatever to try to get the bumps out the road. Like, so I don't get it. Like, and to me, the most complaining people are the people who are not really comedians to me. So again, how you make your money is what you do. To me, she's a radio person. So that was on Wild 'N Out.
Right.
That's so I don't look at her as a stand-up comedian. Now we did do Arena together, so I can't all the way say that. We did the Barclays Center together, me and Just Hilarious. But that's the only other time I ever seen her do stand-up. So I don't know.
There's some people with a platform that's so massive that they'll sell the tickets, but you're saying a respective right as being a pure comedian.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you about that too, man, because we all know that when it comes to events and when it comes to being in the entertainment scene, a lot of the hiccups happen, like you said.
Yeah.
Not everything happens precisely, but are there certain A-list or B-list people where it's like, no, there can't be hiccups. This has to be exactly the way I need it.
Hell yeah.
So you can't even just fuck around. Like, it has to be on point.
Oh, it's got Eminem is one of them people.
Have you witnessed it?
Yeah, man. Well, I was on the anger management tour. I kind of started that way. I was a roadie for D12. And then I started working for Obi Trice. Shout out to Obi Trice. Shout out to D12 too. Shout out to everybody.
Obi
man.
Trice made a song about you.
Two songs.
Oh, 2 songs. Oh,
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
I love Obi, man.
That was dope.
Excuse me.
It was a diss track towards Nick Cannon, but
yeah,
still.
yeah, I loved it, but it was perfect timing because I had went back to Wildin' Up.
Yeah.
And that's when we was filming in Atlanta, and they did me so wrong, bro. It was crazy. My breakup with Wildin' Out was like horrible. That's why I hate it. You know, I hate it. I hate the situation. I kind of wish I didn't even go through that in a sense, but you know, whatever. But I went to Atlanta and I'd seen like they have like the history of Wildin' Out in these studios, and I didn't see one fucking picture of me.
Yeah, I
not
think
one.
When you listen to like Corey Holcomb and shit talk about it, he always like brushes it off as if you were nothing to it. You know what I mean? Like always like pushing it like he was nothing to it. Like he was just part of it without really being a part of it.
But, man, I created it, bro. I created it.
You know.
And Nick will say that too.
Yeah.
I got a lot of witnesses that could say that if I wanted to push any issue, and that's why I never ever went. You know how many times people said, man, you should sue the fuck out of Nick Cannon. But I was like, man, if I sue this nigga, I would have to retire because he not gonna let me have a career. Nobody involved would let me involved in Nick Cannon and me suing him and getting money from him, because I would definitely win. But I would never do that because my career would be definitely over by then. And probably I have to fear for my life. You can't sue those kind of people.
Really?
Fuck no. You can't sue Dr. Dre. You're gonna fucking die. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and not to just point out Dr. Dre, but I'm saying people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you can't sue people like that. You're gonna die. You remember? I don't want to say his name, but remember the comedian who got accused for picking up a transvestite, and Time Magazine paid the guy for an interview. When Time Magazine went to the guy, when he sent up however they was communicating, meet me here. When they got there, somebody had threw that motherfucker out the fucking balcony. He was dead.
Nah, you know, it's like Suge Knight shit, bro.
Exactly. You can't sue people of high power like
Remember
that.
when Eddie Murphy got caught for some shit like that? He was trying to pick up a prostitute on the corner and she ended up being
that's
a
what I was
transvestite?
talking about, but I just didn't want to say Eddie Murphy. But yeah, because I love Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah,
I
no
love
cap.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, no cap. Did you ever meet Eddie?
All the time. That's my man.
What's that like, man?
Let me tell you Eddie Murphy. Let me tell you about Eddie Murphy. When I first met Eddie Murphy, it was in a comedy store. And he said, I went on stage. I had just got off stage. He had just got there and sat down. So he probably saw maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes of my set. He didn't see the whole set. But he's seen the end. And usually the end for a comedian is like, you know, that's why I'm trying to blow your wig off before I get off stage. So I get off and he meets me. And they said, man, you funny as hell, man. You funny as hell, young guy. I said, thank you, man. It's an honor, Mr. Murphy. He said, man, just call me Ed. And I was like, man, all right, Ed, that's crazy. And he was like, where you from? I was like, Detroit. And he said, oh, downtown Tony Brown. I swear to God, bro. Eddie Murphy said, downtown Tony Brown. I was like, oh, well, all right. I knew downtown Tony Brown was the illest nigga ever. But when I heard Eddie Murphy say it,
They all know, right?
I said, oh, wow.
They all
Damn.
know. I've heard Chappelle knows a lot about what's going on out here.
Oh, yeah. Chappelle used to sneak in here. Drake used to sneak and do shows here.
Really?
Yeah. All them people, all the stars from around in this little area that grew up around, they all came to Detroit sneaking in, doing little, you know, what's that on right by the Legends strip club? What's that? St. Andrews?
St. Andrews, yeah.
Yeah, they all come and sneak, do shows there, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy, bro? I went to see Chappelle a couple years ago. I went to see him on a Thursday. He was filming his special.
Right.
Fucking worst show ever. I spent like $280 in my seats. I was so fucking mad. He was just like he was getting heckled. He was going back and forth with the audience. All types of crazy shit.
Right.
And he was just throwing shit out there, and I was so
practicing.
Yeah, he was practicing. But I was like, why are you guys doing this when we paid our hard-earned fucking money? Why are you using us as like the test guinea pigs for your show?
Well, it's kind of like being an athlete, man. Sometimes you off. You might be off some days. But you can't quit because you got a fucking audience to pay $280.
Yeah, but I heard that comedians purposely sometimes put themselves in the deepest hole possible while they're doing their set to see if they can get out of it so they can prepare for anything that happens on the weekend. Like, you're sharpening your blade.
Well, you have to be really good at it to do that because you're going to drown. You're going to fucking drown easy doing that. But I come from the hole. I come up and then I dig right into the hole.
Really?
That's the kind of comedy I like to do. I like to do fighting comedy because I look at comedy like battle rapping. So it's like I like to be the villain. Somebody got to be the villain. I like being the villain. So
when people first probably watch your set, it's probably like, "What the fuck?" And
like,
then it's
what?
and then you bring them back to like,
yeah. I like to play with them because silence. I like to use the silence. A lot of people think when you do comedy and it's silent that you're not funny. I think that if it's silent, that you're in control.
Wow.
Like they're listening. Everything you say, they own it. But you gotta have a mind frame for that. Like you gotta really do this. Like, you know.
What's been the most controversial set you've had so far?
Probably man, so many things. Man, I beat a dude up when he tried to come on stage. Yeah, dude tried to come on stage on me, and man, I clocked him with the mic. Bang!
What did you say for him to want to come on stage?
The whole club.
What made you get him to take?
Because I think I was like capping on his girl. And then first I was talking about him. Me and him went back and forth a couple times. And then I was back into my act. And then he came back again. He said something else. And then she said something. And I was like, oh, bitch. Hell no. I was like, hey, man, shut your bitch up. And then it was
man,
like,
you can't say that.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yes, you can.
Can you call somebody's wife a bitch?
Yeah, the Spanky Hayes Show.
Oh, my God, son.
Yeah, you a bitch, lady. I don't know your real name, so it's bitch.
Do you feel like... I mean, listen, like you said earlier, you can't say the wrong things about certain things because you don't want to be blackballed. But aren't you technically blackballed right now? Like, isn't it kind of like at a point where, because you should be on these massive platforms, I feel like right. you Shannon Sharpe should be hitting you up. Let me get these stories.
Right.
Joe Rogan should be hitting you up. Let me get these stories. Like, because you're so surrounded and you've so much history in it.
Right.
Do you feel like that is happening? Do you feel like there's like a magnet against you in Hollywood right now?
Well, I want to say this sincerely and clearly, right? Spanky Hayes would be so famous if I had just sucked a dick.
Right.
And because I don't suck dick, they got to deal with the thug.
No.
And then once it's like vampires. They all look at your neck to see if you've been bit. I've never been bit, so they don't know. How did you get here and you're not even bit? It's because relationships.
No.
Like, I mean, I'm sure people have to say, look, man, he ain't bit. You know, he's never been bitten, so don't try to bite him, man. Just chill. Just let him chill for a minute. He ain't going to be here all day. I'm sure it's conversations, that comes before I get there. But I'm just the guy that ain't going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of secrets, so they can't kill me because I've seen so much. But they can act like I'm crazy, or they can act like I don't exist, or I can act like, oh, don't worry about what he's saying. He's just, you notice they stopped saying I was broke. First they kept saying I was broke. And I'm like, broke? I'm showing niggas cards and nigga, come on, I have $40,000 shoes on right now.
What, $40,000 shoes?
Yeah, these are Back to the Future.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I always see those on YouTube. They always talk about those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just said that to somebody. You only see these on internet. You never see a person really wear these.
Like display glasses and shit.
Yeah, so I only wear these because I had them for like 20 years. So I got tired of like looking at them in a thing like, fucking, I'm gonna start wearing them.
What's the biggest like gift you've ever been given?
Probably these are one of them. Nick Cannon gave me Aston Martin.
What?
Yeah, and
that's crazy, son.
that is kind of crazy.
Fucking Aston Martin.
Yeah, Nick is the man though. Nick got like 80 cars. Nick is the man. I hate it, and I know I'm jumping off subject, but I hate it when I was in the place where me and Nick Cannon weren't talking.
Right.
I hated that because when we started off as brothers. And to know that I knew that either it was going to be me or him. I knew it. I don't know how, but I knew it. It was him. Great. He came and got me. Perfect. It was just when the business, I was so young. We both was young, but now I'm taking my own credibility. I was just so young and caught up into the fame part of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mad about fame. That's why keep telling people, man, fuck the fame. Because the fame is what ruined me. The Tubi shit. All you can get out of that is fame. And that's local fame.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Fuck that.
Well,
if it don't come with money, man, fuck that.
Yeah, who cares, dude?
Don't stick your chest out if you ain't got no money from that shit.
Bro, you know how many of my friends are famous but broke as fuck? I'm like, God,
come on, man.
Damn, this is horrific.
And I've been like that. Because it comes with it.
Famous but broke at the same time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Famous with a Lamborghini. Can't even, I got to go pick up the homies and get 20 from you and 20 from you so I can put gas in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit. Famous but broke. Man, get the fuck out of here. Everybody else full. You ain't ate shit. Your stomach growling. But you the one with the fucking, Ferrari. You picking up niggas and you ain't got no weed. You got to go over your friend's house to get weed. I done that. I lived that life. Easy. Invite people over my house because I got the pool and I got the barbecue shit. Y'all bring the stuff because I'm hungry as hell and I really ain't got it. I can't feed myself, so I'm gonna throw a barbecue so niggas could come with food so I can eat. And
that's the crazy part: the expectations of people that you can't provide, but you have the aesthetics as appearing as you can provide.
Because that's the illusion.
Yeah,
it's to have the perks. That's the illusion of it.
They say that with rappers these days, like they're signed to these crazy deals where, like, at the end of the day, you're just in debt for the rest of your life. It's not even
for a
like
fucking chain.
Yeah,
it's like a 35-year-old nigga who had never had a real gold chain signed a deal, and they got their first real chain.
So what do you think?
Get the fuck out of here.
So if you're an entertainer right now, ground zero, are you thinking independent route, or are you thinking no, go sky high? It's the only way. Don't go in the in between. Go sky high or go independent.
Well, that's a great question. I would say go sky high because I'm probably from the old school, and that's what we were taught to do and trained to do, was try to get to the top, motherfucker. So at least if you don't get nowhere but the middle, at least you're gonna be higher than everybody else that tried it. So I would go for the top.
Yeah.
If Diddy get out of jail right now, I'd sign a deal with Diddy right now.
Word?
Right now.
Why?
Right now. Because he's going to be the hottest nigga on earth.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, yeah.
I would sign with him right now. Right now. Today. Yes. Controversy sells everything. That's what makes podcasters live podcast. You lit because you'll bring a motherfucker on here to say some crazy shit, and you might get beat up a little bit on the internet, but you lit. Everybody want to come do your shit now.
No cap.
That's how it is, man. You got to know how to take punishment, man. No homo with that, but I'm saying the punishment is the comments and not being around people
being
anymore.
Excluded from shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be straight. That's why I never trip about it. What was when you look at the entirety of everything you've ever witnessed, what was the biggest ending to something that you did not expect to end, or what was the biggest downfall that you've ever witnessed besides Diddy? Like where
me or just period?
Just everything. Just like where it's like, what the fuck? How did that go south like that?
Man, shit, that's a good question. I would probably say, Yeah, it's a lot of shit, bro. But I would say, man, I don't even want to say that. But yeah, I've seen. Okay, put it this way: I've seen shows happen, greenlit shows. I was on a greenlit show. I didn't want to put myself in it, but I have to. It's my interview. God damn it. So I was on a greenlit show. David Allen Greer. Other people was on the show. David Allen Greer from Detroit. So shout out David Allen Greer. We get there, we get the things, we get the money, we get the advance, we get this, we get the flights, we get the hotel rooms, we get all this stuff. We get to the place, the city, and the spot, and where we're supposed to rehearse at, and it's canceled.
Wow.
Canceled. And we still got the money. We still got plane tickets there and back. We got this hotel suite for a month if we want to stay there. And it was in New York, so why wouldn't you stay in New York? But it's all kind of shit because it's a hustle too. It's all a hustle, but you have to hustle with the right people. Yeah. If you hustle in small time, you're gonna be small time forever because the more they see you in the small light, the big lights don't even want you. It's not me saying this. This is what happens. If you think about the history of Hollywood and show business, that's what happens, man. Remember that movie, something in Hollywood? It's Brad Pitt and the dude from
Once Upon a Time in America?
Come on.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Thank you. Remember my man told him, he said, hey, man, in Hollywood when you're going down is when they let you get beat up. Remember, he was the big cowboy guy.
Yeah.
He was killing everybody, shooting everybody. He was never getting beat up. But then the other dude came, then he started getting beat up. He said, that's when you losing it, your career, when they started letting you get beat up.
Yeah. Because when you're going up, your brand and identity needs to be like a superstar.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
So once they start beating your ass, whew.
Man, Superman didn't get his ass beat until they started promoting Batman.
Man. It's weird how it's weird how technical shit is, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Some shit that you said that like I did not believe it until I started really thinking about it is how Hollywood or productions don't allow the same types of productions to kind of happen around the same time somehow.
Right.
Where it's like you'll notice a movie with a certain theme is coming out and then it's like, okay, nobody else is you don't notice no other movies like coming out like that.
Exactly.
But it kind of makes sense, right? It's like we got this spot right now. We're not going to let anybody touch this idea right now because it's our idea.
And then we probably put 50 million, 80 million, 100 million into this film. Your film is like, what? No, you got to put yours on the back burner.
You got to hold on
to it. And then how they also, and this was Shia LaBeouf, watching his career let me know like the angles of movies. And what I'm trying to say is like you got a movie in the can. We all got movies in the can with Shiloh. You got a different movie. I got a different movie. He got a different movie. He got a different movie. Okay. One gets put out. If it don't hit, the other three might get put on the back burner.
Wow.
But then they wait and then put another one out. And if that one blows up, then that one comes out and then that one comes out.
Wow.
But if you think about what I just said, that's how it is. Like an actor gets hot because these movies are old. They ain't just do these movies. They just... Tom Cruise just got hot again. So it's 8,000 movies with Tom Cruise in it that's never came out. So then they picked the other one. Which one to kind of go with this? Okay, let's go. Let's go with this one. Okay, let's go with this one. Now Tom Cruise is back. That's how it happens.
Wow, man.
And they do that with anybody.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah,
TV shows too, like you said.
Yeah.
TV shows and everything like that. It's in the can for a while. You know, Tim Robinson... from around Detroiters.
Yeah.
Put CP in it. Put a lot of Detroit cats in it.
Hey, shout out to CP, man. That's my little brother, man. I love CP.
He's coming on today,
from
man.
the beginning of
He's coming on today.
What is?
CP.
He coming up here today?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in town.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Oh shit, I gotta call him. I didn't know that. Oh, I love CP, man. That's my little bro, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's a guy that I just he asks the questions. To me, in this shit, you have to ask the right questions, man. Or you're gonna somebody's gonna tell you something, some advice that they wouldn't even do. if you don't ask the right questions. CP asks the right questions, man. How do you do this? How's this done? Can you do that? Can you do this and that? Okay. He played it smart, man. Yeah. So you can't get mad at a motherfucker that's playing the game smart.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to bring that up to say, with all these shows that are happening in Michigan, are you being reached out to be a part of, like when Detroiters was out? Did you get hit up for it? When John Witherspoon was getting with Black Jesus and all these opportunities, did you ever get reached out? I know you were on the, you weren't on the Boondocks. Damn.
I did a voice on the Boondocks.
Oh, you did a voice on the Boondocks.
I did a voice on the Boondocks.
My bad.
But they didn't bring my character back, and it was very small.
But all these opportunities from Detroit fellows, like, are you getting to connect? Are you getting to audition? Are you getting to be a part of these rooms, or like, how is that working right now?
Well, yeah, they accept me a lot. They ask me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I get offered a lot. But a lot of those times I was retired. So when the Detroiters was out, I was kind of either retired or leaning towards not really caring about it no more. And so I didn't get to do Detroiters. And once I looked at it on Netflix, I was like, damn, I wish I was on that. Like, damn, that's a movie. BMF is another one that I kind of got to it late, like, you know, because for a while I didn't even want to be in it. Like, I don't want to be in that shit. But then once they start letting DC Young Fly and all them and then my young brothers, I was like, yeah, I should get in it. Just to, because I'm really from Detroit and I know everybody in BMF and I'm, you know, Southwest all day. So, yeah. But, yeah, you know, that kind of hurts, but that goes back to people not even knowing I'm from Detroit, though.
That's what this is all about, man.
Yeah.
Making people know you're here.
They don't know that I'm from Detroit.
A lot of people possibly feel like when you hit LA, you're out of touch, you're out of it. Like, they can't even get to you.
A lot of people use that for an excuse to me, too. Well, man, I ain't want to insult you by asking you, you know, to do this. I know you're a real guy. And did it.
But that's facts, though. That's
but I'm standing right here next to you, man. We can get it right now. Let's go.
Shit. Spanky, is there anything you want to talk about before we close out, man?
I want to talk about how great of a podcaster you are and a good friend.
Appreciate that, Spanky.
And, you know, we met almost 2 years now?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, a lot of people are jealous that you put me on your platform a lot, and I think that's awesome. I like to make people jealous. And you always do good shit, man. I even watch it when I'm not on it. I still watch the shit.
Appreciate that.
So that's you
were amongst the top 3 people. I'll put you in number 1 as far as I have a fucking great time when you're here.
Thank you, man.
I learn a lot too, and that's another thing I love. I learn and I hear and I know that it's gonna help me, and I also know that it's coming from a good and genuine place. There's unfiltered, which is the most thing I appreciate when I talk to people. It's like I'm just chilling with a friend talking right now. I'm not even
bro.
Like,
and then I'm probably one of the only people from here, not the only one, but one of the only people here that could actually tell you some Hollywood shit.
It's fun.
Or really could, you know, because I've been in Hollywood way longer than I've been in Detroit.
Sure.
I'm just from Detroit. But I love Detroit, and that's what I want to promote. I love Detroit. Please stop taking every fucking word that somebody says. Stop being so sensitive.
Oh, God.
Please, man. We hard. We known for being hard motherfuckers, man. We can't be so sensitive, Detroit. I love y'all. I hate to offend people with my truth, but if you don't get it, fuck you, man. You're going to learn later, and you're going to look and say, damn, he was telling the truth. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
For sure, man. Nah, man, everything you say, I find evidence to a lot of it, and not only that, when I hear it from your voice, I know it's not cap, because it's like you can hear truth in people's voices.
Come on, you can tell when nigga lying. He gotta, you know, change his shit all up. No, man,
facts.
No lying
For sure.
I want to say that every time you ask me something, it got to be the same answer.
Yes.
Or I was lying.
Yes. We're gonna be able to catch you at one mic pretty soon, right?
Yeah, the end of this month. June. I'm gonna be floating around Detroit this whole month, actually. Okay. So that's cool. And I go to New York and do some shit. But I want to promote. I never ever promote my album.
What's up with the album?
It's called The Joke Star. It's on every music platform you could think of: Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. Just look up. What's the other one that Jay-Z owns?
Tidal. Title. Some shit like
that. It's on Tidal. All that. The Joke Star. Check it out, man. It's music and comedy. So, you know, It's some old songs, but I put it out. I think it's cool. You know, when I let people listen to it, they laugh. As long as they laugh.
I'm with it.
You know, hell yeah.
My boy Spanky Hayes, man. It's an honor always having you on. A pleasure having you on, man. Look forward to seeing you at One Mic at the end of the month, man. Hopefully we can get you back on with the next 60 days to get back an update, man.
Yeah,
See what's
let's get
going
it,
on.
man.
Let's keep it consistent, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Highlight Visual Shooting. Productions. We're out. Peace.